Hi, this is Ilker for ReGen Magazine and FilmRunner.net. I'm here with Dan of Worms of the Earth at NuclearFest. So, now Worms of the Earth currently has 2 albums released as free downloads, Tides of Dream and Madness and Earth Post-Industrial Dystopia. Now, how do you feel the sound of Worms of the Earth has developed through the course of these 2 albums?
Oh man. Well, I guess I should probably start off by saying that the Earth album is more of like a remix album and a release of old stuff. But my sound, I guess at first with Tides of Dream and Madness, I was going for like a sort of terror EBM mixed with some like dark ambient influence maybe. And so it's like slow terror EBM. And then as I've sort of matured through that, I've gotten into like more power noise as I've bought more like hardware, more equipment and stuff. Like I've just been going towards more like I guess just more power noise, more dynamic, really hard beats. I'd say that my influences have really like switched completely. It's more of like I guess an evolution of my sound. It was like I don't know if terror EBM in general would be considered like juvenile kind of, but at least in my like existence, you know, the juvenile phase was like this crappy, like badly produced terror EBM. And then I sort of realized that, because I wanted like angry, like hard pounding music, and I don't know if it's just terror EBM didn't do it, or if I just couldn't do terror EBM. So I discovered power noise, I discovered artists like Terror Fact, like fucking shit from like France, like Flint Glass and Impuse and stuff, and that's sort of what I wanted to go for. I felt like it was more, I could incorporate like more emotions, more epicness, just a lot more dynamics with like the beats and stuff. So I don't know, that's where I've sort of gone over the course of my existence. The split I did with Psychic Surgery was pretty old, and it was really my first experience working with like purely dark ambient. I'd never really done that before, so it gave me the chance to really like focus on making these thick like soundscapes, these epic, slow thing. I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot. Like it was something I'd never done before, but I'd always sort of wanted to. So I enjoyed that one a lot. And the one with ICBM Cluster, ICBM Cluster is no longer around, but at the time it was me and a friend of mine doing it, and we'd originally wanted to do like sort of power noise, but that's not really what it turned out to be. So it was just another chance for me to just like experiment with some stuff I hadn't done before, some more like dark ambient, a little bit of like power noise, just, I don't know, a time to like experiment and not really follow any rules and just do whatever the hell I wanted, and then be like, I can release this because it's my own label. Well, the label, it's not too serious. It was just more of like a way for me to sort of legitimize myself, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're just like some fucking, you know, garage band, you're not signed, you can't do anything, we don't want to release your shit. And, you know, I really wanted to just get my music out there, so I'm like, all right, well, you know, I'll just put it up for free download, I'll make my own label and stuff, you know, maybe. At the time I was doing, well, still, it's sort of a combination webzine and label. So, but I don't really spend as much time as I'd like on like the label webzine end. It's just something I sort of do in my free time as like a hobby. But I mean, it's enjoyable, but you know, the bulk of my time is spent on my own music. So, in terms of industrial underground in Baltimore, it's kind of really terrible and non-existent. What the problem is in Baltimore is that DJs and people who run things don't really see local industrial as important, and they sort of take it, I don't know if it's like a joke, but they really don't. They won't play your shit in the clubs. They won't try to help you get shows. There's no real venues in Baltimore that are like, oh, industrial bands, yeah, you can play here. So it's hard, man, but it's kind of cool because you got to struggle a lot. You got to do a lot of your own work to really make it. So, you know, once you finally get somewhere that, you know, book a show, like it's pretty cool because you had to work real hard to get there. I think it's getting better. You know, when I first started going out to clubs and stuff, like they didn't really play any like hard shit. Like there were basically no shows that I really knew about, no local stuff, but you know, I've at least tried to get out there and try to work with other venues and be like, you know, maybe we can throw the show here. And we'd have to throw it on like Tuesday night or whatever, but, you know, it'll get done. So it's slowly evolving and getting better. So, you know, I think in the future it'll continue to really grow and get better. So I just hope that people are willing to acknowledge like the local industrial and really get behind bands and play their tracks and be like, yeah, we want to have you open for this national band or whatever.
Right.
I'm trying to do a dark ambient split with this band Viscer Drip from New Mexico. We were together on the last Interbreeding compilation. That's how I met him. So we're trying to do some different stuff for both of us. Like, I don't think he's really done dark ambient. Trying to do another split with this band Gales, who's completely different. It's like ISIS, Red Sparrows, like post-rock kind of stuff. So we both think it'll be really interesting because it'll be two completely different genres, juxtaposed on this one album. So do that. And then hopefully I'd like to drop like a serious full-length album. I've been talking to some labels, kind of interested. So I'd like to move forward with that, maybe drop like a full-length early next year on like a serious, legit label. So that's where I'm going. The stuff that they're doing in Europe, like gridlock and stuff, in the ambient sort of industrial noise, I think that's where it's probably going to move to. That seems to be like the mature power noise, if you will. So right. I think that's kind of where I'm going to go eventually. Power noise is not fucking dead. Just keep looking to the future, man, for just keep pushing, man, and industrial, it'll get better. It's not, it's not seen its best days yet, so keep that in mind.